Hey you guys, Pumping Priest here with a new video and a new format. In this format I will discuss if I think whether a character is either underrated or overrated. And in order to do that I will analyze these topics and rate Frieza in each category. Meaning that I will put Frieza in a tier in each category. So yeah, without further delay, let's get right into it. So first of all, let's talk about his neutral. And most important, I think, is his 236 special series. We've got 3 different versions. First of all, the light version. Then you've got the medium version. And of course, the most important one, the heavy version. Since it covers quite literally the entire space. And not only does it cover the entire ground, also covers pretty much the entire air as well. It's a ridiculous move and your opponent is always really has to be on his guard. I'm sorry, I'm living in a city. It has to be on his guard all the time, considering you've got this move in your proposal. It's only 80 frames, so it will catch your opponent quite regularly jumping, since you've got 4 frames of startup even while you're jumping, so consider that. And it's faster than most of, faster than any Ki Blast in the entire game. At least if you're on the other side of the screen, like in this case. Okay, next one I want to talk about is RS Discs. This is 214 special. It has a lot of startup, so you may want to cover it with assists if possible, or condition your opponent to respect Frieza's neutral with his other specials, which we will talk about. But the thing is, once they are out, as you can see, the frame advantage is quite good. Like the first one, even when you're in your opponent's face, is still +2, and on the way back it's +29. It's really good. And in neutral, you've got even more frames, since, as you can already see. Next one I want to talk about is his jumping 236S, which is this move, which doesn't seem so good at first glance, but it's actually quite good, since it covers a great angle. It doesn't go straight like a beam, and so it's not that easy to punish with Super Dash, and it's immediately active the moment you build the ball. You can see, similarly to SS Blue Vegeta. So if you're in your opponent's face, you can see only 40 frames of startup, 30 frames of startup, which is for a beam projectile immense. It's really just incredible. So not a bad move at all. The next one I want to talk about is most likely the most underrated move of Frieza. But you get the idea. Here, this one. 50 frames of startup, and it's Super Dash proof. Even yeah, a lot of people will now say, yeah, but it doesn't consult any damage. But you have to consider this move is an extra. This move allows Frieza to zone your opponent even while in the air, which wasn't possible last season. Last season, Frieza was only a threat once if he was on the ground. Once he got up into the air, it was pretty much more or less free to get in. You only had to watch out for this move, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong, as I've already explained. But it's not that great that you can say, hey, Frieza controls the entire air. He simply didn't. He didn't last season, but this season he's really good, even in the air. Just great space control. Next one I want to talk about is 5H, which is just ridiculous. Like, it's a normal which quite literally travels over the entire space. Like, what the hell? It's just incredible. It has decent startup if you are in your opponent's face. You can see 30 frames. It's okay. And you can vanish it. See? The rocks will disappear, which is kind of shame, but it might have been busted otherwise. And yeah, so you can throw them out like similarly to a Ki Blast. Speaking of which, let's talk about them. They are simply great. They do actually quite well into sniping your opponent's assists, like base Vegetas. The frame startup is really good. It's not as good as some other key blasts in the game, like base Vegeta's key blasts, or of course DBZ Broly's are of course better, but it's only an extra. So mix your options in neutral. Little advice from me as a Frieza player: don't throw out too many key blasts unless you've got the feeling you've got your opponent already conditioned and he's fearing you. So you can throw out a few more to build meter or something like that. But in most cases I would suggest throw out to see what your opponent does. If he wants to super dash, punish him with a 2H, which is a great neutral tool as well. Since just look at the screen coverage for 2H. You're still hitting him. Still hitting him. Here, don't stop hitting him. Given it's DBZ Broly, but every character should get hit when he's here. Great move. Okay. Two other moves I want to talk about is this 5M, which is in neutral, pretty good as well. If you are like this far away from your opponent, you don't want to start zoning, maybe. So you go into this 5M. Then you look at it, 40 frames of startup for such length he covers with this move. It's really great. So use it as well. I see only very few Frieza mains use 5M regularly. You can also punish a lot of reflects. It's great. Okay, next one of the best moves in the air, I'd say, is jumping M. You see, he's Cooler's brother. Like, for sure. You see that. You see this angle? You see this coverage? Ridiculous. Just look at it. Just look at the range. Practice the timing a little bit, but just look at the range. Ridiculous. Yeah, and it's just great in the air. If you're approaching your opponent, if you want to get in, for which reasons whatsoever, it's not hard with Frieza to get in. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Not with such a great toolbox, not with such a great jumping medium. It's just ridiculous to say you can't get in. Just look at it. Full screen and you're in. Yeah, use this move. One thing I want to say in general, for this season, let's put our opponents to not guard at all for this month. Like, the thing is, this season with the introduction of C assists, zoning got way better in general. Since last season I would have been forced to go there into a vanish combo, but now I can do this. And instead of investing meter, I build meter. Like this would almost build 2 meters. And last season I would have been forced to invest a meter to get even less damage. So yeah, that's really good. And zoners tend to be not that assist reliant as other characters. So yeah, really great. Use it. I can only really encourage you to run such a character with either a C assist or Bardock's broken B assist. Anyway, let's get right into the next one, the mix. First of all, he's got a low 2L. He's got a low 2L, which is not like every character needs it, but it's a definitely nice thing to have. Next one I want to talk about, let's put our opponent to crouching. He's got actually pretty good cross-ups, since, look at this, -2. That means you can do this. Just like, the timing is a little bit difficult. I have to practice this myself, like, for sure. But you can actually combo of it as well, Lethal. So, great move, definitely. Practice. Practice, my dear friends. And next one I want to talk about is his disc pressure. Especially in the corner, after level 3. Yeah, to show you what I mean, here you're +2, and on the way back you're +27. So you've got the opportunity, after the first the first time the discs hit, you can go into a high, which isn't pretty much safe, but once your opponent knows he's -2, he will most likely not challenge your overheads. You can safely go into a 2L. You can Dragon Rush your opponent, of course. And the best thing is, if you're fighting a relatively tall opponent, he doesn't have to be Broly size. The disc will hit him on the very back even while he's crouching, and then you can go for a second mix-up, or for the price of one, which is really great. So go for the disc crusher. The only thing you have to watch out for, your opponent has time to level 3. So if you fight someone who knows the Frieza matchups, he can just roll level 3 once you throw out the discs. So just look out that your opponent doesn't have 3 meters or maybe a DP. You have to be a little bit careful there as well. But yeah, that can of course be baited as well. Alright, so let's go right into the next one. His damage potential. Some moves lead into small damage. I've already talked about it, like 5S or Ki Blast. But then again, these are extras or Ki Blasts that isn't only for true for Frieza, it's true for all characters. You won't get a lot of damage out of these starters. If you go for a regular starter, I'll show you just this practical BMB. Nothing too special. So without any assists and nothing more than Frieza solo in the corner, you get almost 5.2k damage of a 2M, which is quite nice, I'd say. So the other practical starter where you can see if he does a lot of damage or not is a 2H starter, which will lead almost into 5k after Vanish, and of course you can also extend your combos with an assist, and which will lead to actually even more damage. So yeah, Frieza's definitely decent at the very least, even when it comes to the damage part. He's definitely not a damage monster like other characters while he's in his normal form, but he's definitely not bad either. Speaking of his normal form, let's talk about Golden Frieza. This move is like a get out of jail card. Like you can see what your opponent does next. Like is he Dragon Rushing? I can punish him. Is he going for a mix-up and I see, alright, I can't press any buttons, but I can reflect him. Or I can see maybe he goes for something unsafe and then I can 2H him or whatever. So, but whatever happens, I'm safe. There will never be a situation where you go golden and you think, oh damn, I would definitely get hit once I got golden. There's no such scenario. You can always, at the very least, block. That's the very least. So yeah, Golden Frieza. Just for that, great tool. And you are even more safe than when you're activating Sparky. Sparky can be baited. I don't know of any way you can actually really bait Golden Frieza. You have to bait the things after he went golden. There, of course, you can bait him. But you can't bait going golden in itself. So after he's got golden, he can do every little thing that Frieza could do before, but better. Like for example, he can now double air dash, which quite literally breaks the game. No other character can do that, but Frieza can while he's golden. And the reverse beat, so you can cancel. Let's put him back to Garo. You can actually cancel medium normals into light, or his heavy into light, which will lead into great mix-ups. So yeah, you can't be safe. You can't ever feel safe when you're blocking Golden Frieza. His mix is just insane. One of the best mix-ups in the game for sure, especially solo. So yeah, Another thing I want to talk about before I forget it is the timer for Golden Frieza. It's not affected while he's in sparking, so he's got way more time, and he can cancel with the same input his golden form. So you can do it when you feel safe. That's really important. Since last season you were forced to end Golden Frieza when the clock said so. So you always had a set timing, and your opponent could look out for it and then punish you. The only thing he would have to look out for was the sorbet gun, and that's it. So yeah, that's got way better. You've got more time while you're in Golden, if you've got sparking left, and you can, in addition to that, end manually your Golden Frieza, and then you can actually use it in some combos, and you can also use it in situations where you feel pretty safe to do it. So yeah, if you want to see a combo with what I've just said, please let me know in the comment sections. That would be a separate video. Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, his damage while he's in Golden. And to show you what I mean, I will just go sparking now. Let's put it... yeah, okay. So, as you could see, that was of a 5S, so Ki Blast starter. Just show you what Golden Frieza is capable of once he's in sparking. And yeah, even a 5S becomes really deadly, and that is even without Limit Break. So with Limit Break you would get 10% even on top of that. So yeah, just keep in mind that with Golden Frieza his damage becomes one of the best in the entire game, if not the best damage in the entire game. So just let us keep that in mind when we are rating Frieza overall. Okay, next one I want to talk about. First of all, his A assist. And let us put our opponent to guard all once again. His A assist is actually not bad, but it's more of a neutral tool, I would say, than a combo tool. It's relatively specific. A few characters like to have this assist behind them, even for combos. But I think in most cases there are better ones than that. And but it's really good for neutral. It covers a nice angle, and yeah. But there are moments you really don't like to have this assist, like mid-screen mix-ups. You can simply not use it in a lot of situations. Yeah, which is kind of a shame. But don't write him off too quick. His B assist. Pretty much one of the best assists in the entire game, I'd say. I know this is a hot take, but hear me out. First of all, look at this. It's like a Piccolo assist, Piccolo A assist, which is like, yeah, just like I've said, like a Piccolo A assist, but with beam properties. So it will clash with beams, it will go through weak projectiles, and it's got only 11 frames of block stun, but it's so low, it's even lower than Trunks' A assist, that you can do some trigger shit with it. Like going into Unseeable Dragon Rush, which is universal. Or in my case, I can go left-right mix-ups with Perfect Attack, or into Grab Aura combo. You get the idea. There are a lot of great mix-ups which only assists with such low block stun enable. Plus also, to one additional thing, just look at that. 71 frames of hit stun, so it's really good. I can't stress it enough. Really good for combo extensions, and you can, in most cases, do the most damaging routes with his assist. In my case, I can go for double bomb loops, for example, with Jingon and stuff like that, because of the high hit stun. It's really nice. Next one I want to talk about is, of course, the C assist. One of the better C assists, I'd say, since only one of the rocks have to connect in the entire animation will come out. See, like Frieza will teleport to him and knock him back to the ground. It's actually really good. The only thing which I think isn't that good is the block stun, like 24 frames. It's not low enough so I can go for the nice stuff I can go for with his B assist. It's not high enough that I can go for really great mix-ups. So I personally think his B assist is the best of his assists by far. Alright. Next one. One thing you always hear. Bad matchups. Let's talk about DBZ Broly first. The most obvious one. This move is like really a problem for Frieza. Try to avoid letting your opponent build this up, and if he does, and you've got an assist, especially a C assist, call it, let it track him, and the barrier is gone. Once the barrier is gone, DBZ Broly is still a hard opponent for Frieza to deal with, but it's not impossible to deal with. Next one of his moves is his Ki Blast. You definitely have to look out for, but the thing is that what I've already told you. This move is faster than DBZ Broly's Ki Blast. You will not be able to react on the Ki Blast, I doubt it, but you will be able to, if you have the same idea, yours will win. You see? Maybe with, I don't know, I don't think you will be able to react to it, I don't think so, but still, it beats it out if you are doing it simultaneously. So it's not like Frieza's zoning is completely dead against him, but you definitely have to look out for it. Or set up his orbs, whatever, like this move, before he is able to put out his barrier. Then you'll be able to more or less zone even Broly, but you're definitely at a disadvantage. Let's be real here. Okay, next one is Cooler, who is always considered a counter as well, but the only move you really have to look out for is this one, since it goes through projectiles of every kind. Even this move, if I did it in time, it wouldn't even matter as well. You see, it just beats it out. But the thing is, you can jump and go into a punish. So it's not like this move is such a problem that Frieza is countered completely. That's nonsense. And you can still pretty much zone Cooler anyway, and the move isn't that fast either. So I can still vanish on reaction more or less. So yeah, it's a great move against Frieza, but it's not like Frieza is beaten already. Just think about the possibilities that Cooler has. Okay, next one, which is considered a weakness for Frieza. I put my opponent to do 6H, his counter, and then immediately jab afterwards, as you can see. So, let's put it to the test, shall we? You see? The thing is, actually, UI Goku only counters reckless Friezas. Like, for example, let's do the same thing, but with a slight difference. You see? And this time I matched 5S directly afterwards. Like, I'm a Frieza main, I want to have all the projectiles on the field. So I will press immediately Ki Blast, so my opponent feels threatened. That UI Goku can easily punish, since you are too much minus. But the thing is, the move is so far away from Frieza. Frieza has recovered a long time ago, before Goku does his counter, so I'm actually more plus after his counter than he is. So I can punish his counter. Or I'm at the very least, I'm plus. He can reflect it, of course, or stuff like that. He can DP, or whatever. But I'm the one, it's my turn. It's even more clear when I do this. Oh, it's not out too early, but this will happen a lot of times as well. A lot of UI Goku mains tend to throw this move out recklessly against Golden Frieza, but just let it do it again. Hopefully, it can get the timing better this time. Yeah, you see, I can even use this combo in this specific scenario, but you get the idea. The thing is, they pretty much counter each other. You have to play smart, and once you play smart, UI Goku is no character you have to fear. Let me put it this way: you don't have to fear him as a Frieza main. He's still a strong character, of course, and you have to look out for his stuff. But that's the key. Once you start looking out for the stuff, for his stuff, you can counter a lot of things. Don't throw out beams, his Ki Blast recklessly, only a few. The next thing, which is always mentioned as well, is his walk. That's the thing. It literally only counters Ki Blasts. And you will use Frieza's 5H regularly. You will use this move regularly. He will get caught so often if he relies on the walk. So I don't see any threat with the walk of UI Goku, and at all. UI Goku and Frieza are pretty interesting matchup, but I wouldn't say either of them is in a huge advantage. If I have to name one, I would actually say Frieza is in a slight advantage and not the other way around, especially since most UI Goku mains think they are in an advantage while they are actually not, so they become careless. Coming to the overall rating, I would have usually put him at S-, I'd say, considering all the points I've made. But Golden Frieza is so valuable this season that he deserves this rating. I'd say he's either S or even maybe even S+, but he's ridiculously strong. And trust me, you will get open up once you fight a good Golden Frieza main. And you will lose a character most likely, at the very least. Coming to the team suggestions, I just show you my team really quick. I would put him anchor, since I really believe that he doesn't need assists to work, but he does like C assists, because of the given reasons, and he also likes neutral assists, which will make his neutral even better. So if you want to run him on point, I would suggest running him with, for example, let's just put a quick team together. Let's say there you go. Like, you've got a C assist with ammo as well, and you've got a beam assist. Done. Great team. Like, for sure, survive this zoning. You won't. Yeah, you get the idea. So, but I think overall he would be best as anchor, since you can utilize Golden Frieza at last. If the game doesn't go very well, he's, in my opinion, the best anchor in the game, and you can come back with him pretty easily. And I don't know of any character who doesn't like to have either his B assist or his C assist backing him up. So yeah, that's for this video. I will do this regularly now with new character. And so yeah, let me know if you have any questions, any suggestions, and if you want any character to be the next one, just let me know in the comment section. Take care. Till next time. Bye bye.